Hello, I'm Julie Williams, Registered Migration Agent with Migration Down Under, and I'm going to be talking to you about criminal offences or character, and because it seems to be a hot topic, the Department of Home Affairs certainly highlighted it on their website, which tends to be concerning to a number of applicants or potential applicants seeking to obtain a visa for Australia, that they are worried or concerned whether they're going to get a visa granted. It all depends on the severity of the conviction, and it doesn't matter whether you have offended at an early age and then maybe 10 years has gone by and it's been removed off your record. You still have to report it, because even if it has been removed off your record, it's still there to be found and it must be declared. And whether it stops you obtaining a visa will depend on what type of visa that you're applying for and the severity and nature of the character issue that we're referring to. Now, there are certain permanent residency applications where there are character waivers, where they weigh up the severity of the conviction and the benefit to Australia of having you here. There are others who simply want to have a visitor visa, and once again, it's not necessarily going to stop you being granted a visitor visa, but it will prolong and delay it. Just like resident return visas, if you're already a permanent resident here of Australia and you've got since had a character, you've got a character problem or conviction, that will delay your resident return visa, because what happens with the visitor visas and any other temporary visa for that matter, if you've got a character issue, it will be triaged. And because the character section is being overwhelmed with applications that have character, no matter the severity, they're still having to be reviewed and looked at and scrutinised in great depth. So be aware, if you are planning a holiday for Australia, and you have got a character concern, apply well in advance to allow for any further requests for information. But I always suggest to everyone, whatever application you're going to be lodging, that you always, in some instances, it is a compulsory requirement to attach your criminal record or your character check from your country or countries you've lived in for 12 months or more in the last 10 years. But I say, upload all character statements and character checks, police checks for your application, so it can assist with the smooth processing of your application. Now, what are they looking for as far as character is concerned? What they're wanting to see is, are you going to be a threat to the Australian public in any way? Are you going to, be a danger to society and put the Australian public at risk? And it may be assault. Assault is taken very seriously. So assault's always a problem. People will think, oh, but it's a speeding fine or drink driving. They are both offences that are taken very seriously, because they do put Australian lives at risk. Drunk driving can kill people. Same with speeding, it can kill people. So they are taken seriously, but what happens, the case officer does look at when it occurred, how long ago it occurred, and the frequency. If it's a one-off occurrence, then you're more likely to have the visa granted. But if it's a regular occurrence and you're a repeat offender over a recent period of time, then that may stop you from gaining a visa entry to Australia. It's the same with Australian citizenship. If you've got any convictions for drink driving or speeding, that is going to perhaps put your application in jeopardy, and there may have to be a delay with your citizenship application. Generally speaking, in broad terms, if you haven't had a conviction within 5 years of when it occurred to when you're applying for citizenship, it generally speaking will be okay. But they weigh up all the other factors in your application. Look, there is pages and pages of information about the legal criteria and the legislation and law behind the character. And there's 33 pages alone just of the policy in regards to character. So what I recommend, we're going to put a link on the comments button, so do click onto that and have a read through, because it is quite extensive, and just have a thought. It's all dependent again on the type of visa you're applying for, your individual circumstances, and what benefits you have or Australia will have of granting you a visa. And if the benefits of granting you a visa outweigh the convictions that you've had, then there's nothing stopping you in getting your visa granted. Be aware though, if you have been jailed or have had a suspended sentence of jail term for 12 months or more, you will fail the character test in that respect, and it will make it very difficult, if not impossible, to be granted a visa. But look, as I said, there's pages and pages of information about character. It's quite complex, and it's certainly a topic that is on everyone's lips at the moment. So if we haven't answered your questions here, or the link still doesn't answer your questions, please don't hesitate in sending us an email, info@migratondownunder.com, or if you're here in Australia, giving us a call on 02 9419 5411.